It's Hot 107.5, home of the morning heat. Big Greg, Foolish and Delicious, man. We got Big T on the phone line right now. T, what up, dude?
Hey, what up, though? How y'all doing out there?
We good.
Southwest T Flenory.
That's what I'm talking about right there, man. Now he is calling us right now. Let people know where you at, bro. Just keep it real. Where you at right now?
I'm calling from Coleman Low Federal Facility, right in the heart of Coleman, Florida.
Wow.
With a 30-year sentence hanging over my head.
Yeah, and you know what? You sound very spiritual, though.
You do. You sound very upbeat. I like that.
Yeah, God has been good to me. I could have been dead in the streets, so I'm blessed to be alive.
That's real right there. Now, we're going to get down to these questions, all right?
Okay.
Everybody's familiar with BMF, okay? Everybody knows about BMF and the stories that the media put out there for BMF.
Right.
But we want you to tell us and everybody listening right now, like, what was BMF really about when it came, like, to community, though?
When it came to the community, BMF's true purpose was never fulfilled. The thing I feel they portrayed us in the media for being thugs associated with violence, but when it comes to the community, I don't feel like it was ever manifested, nor do people realize that we were trying to bring and unify our people.
Okay.
But I realize now the funding from illegal resources helps tear down a part of the community instead of rebuilding. So sometimes I feel we failed the community more so than helped and misled a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's why we got foundations like Silent Heart now to make a difference and rebuild our community.
Okay, so you yourself feel like you did not fulfill what it was that you were trying to do.
Yeah, our true purpose was never fulfilled. It just wasn't from legal resources, so it was never going to be building up the community. For everything we tried to help, it was something that suffered from the resources of it.
Now tell me this. When it comes to BMF, what was the biggest lie you heard somebody say about BMF?
The biggest lie, I would have to say, is when the media portrayed us as being thugs who were associated with violence. Our case has no murder, no violence. We were never charged with that. In fact, when it comes to myself, nowhere in the history of this case am I ever mentioned or associated with violence. On the other hand, Meech was accused of violent acts due to some of the people he fraternized with. But he was never convicted. BMF was mostly about making money and being family-orientated.
Right.
This call is from a federal prison.
But tell me this, though, T. You said at the beginning of this conversation that you could have lost your life out there in the streets. What did you mean by that?
You wake up every day just automatically assuming it's going to be a day that you make money or a day that you tend to lose focus that the things we were out there doing or associated with could get us killed. It's taking life for granted when you wake up every morning doing things illegally and assuming that you're going to go home to your family at night.
Interesting.
Yes. Okay, so I can hear a little bit of goings on in the background. What is the typical day inside where you are?
Well, let me say this. I've been blessed to make it to the lower facilities now. Okay?
Lower?
Yeah, I'm like I said from the beginning, I'm at Coleman Low right now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first started out, I was in a California facility where you had to focus on really paying attention to staying alive. You see, you experience savagery, unheard of and unseen by the free world.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. But nowadays, I'm just speaking with the youth and trying to get them back on point, encouraging them and motivating them to do things and live and fulfill their true purpose.
Right.
A lot of times they glamorize some of the things of our life and feel like it's okay because there's money involved or something monetary, or it can be lucrative to them. So I try to encourage them that they have other gifts and highlight their other talents.
Absolutely. If you could go back in time and change, your life's walks, would you do things differently as far as being a part of the organization?
Sure. I would definitely say that I would go and spend more time educating myself. I would spend more time really trying to be more involved with helping these kids and encouraging them to be doctors and lawyers and even in law enforcement, the things that are needed as we get older. If nobody decides to take these careers on, our world will be lost.
Right. A great point right there. Hey, you know what, T, man? I had a question, man. I'm sure you hear about this Black Lives Matter campaign that we have going on due to all the police brutality that a lot of the youth, a lot of our sisters have been facing, the murder of unarmed black men and unarmed black women. Like, can you just speak on the whole Black Lives Matter campaign real quick?
Okay, the Black Lives Matter. I feel Black Lives Matter is doing a great job of bringing awareness to police brutality.
Right.
But, of course, this is still an ongoing process. You know, we often hear about the situation with Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown, or even the more publicized situation in L.A. with Rodney King.
Right.
But here in Detroit, when I was coming up, we had a tragedy that occurred in my very own neighborhood with the Malice Green situation.
Right.
All of this just proves that we still have a long way to go. I believe police brutality is wrong, but all law enforcement are not guilty of such behavior.
See, BMF had a big influence in hip-hop and music in general. People seen BMF, and they wanted to be a part of that whole situation. Can you give us your opinion on the state of hip-hop music today, though?
That's a very, very good question. My opinion on the state of hip-hop today. Truly speaking, during the course of coming up, excuse me 1 second, I feel we had a lot of great artists coming up like Run DMC, NWA, and a lot of us gravitated toward Tupac and Biggie.
Right.
But I feel music today is still parallel and eternal to what's going on here today. I believe we got a lot of great artists that came after those, like Jay-Z, Eminem, Drake. The state of hip-hop, I feel, is just fine. People just need to relax more and embrace the new change.
Now tell me this, though, T. How many rappers came to you trying to be BMF?
I'm sorry, the speaker was going on in the background. I didn't hear the question.
It's good. How many rappers out there right now do you know that tried to be BMF?
He said...
Truthfully speaking,
This call is from a federal prison.
You said how many rappers were trying to join BMF during that time?
Yes.
Yeah, truthfully speaking, during the course of our movement, I don't know any rappers that didn't come in contact with us who didn't want to be a part or desire to do things with us in some form or fashion.
Right. Because the movement was so powerful. It was a powerful BMF movement. That movement was powerful.
Y'all locked dudes in the strip club and didn't let them spend no money.
Yeah. I was a little kid.
From
I'm like,
the current hip-hop moguls today to the street dude doing a mixtape, all associated with us. But the problem is when something illegal comes about or it's an indictment handed, people distance themselves, you know?
Right.
oh, yeah.
Now, when was the last time you talked to your brother, Big Meech?
It's been about maybe 7 years, man.
Damn.
Talking to him personally, you know?
Right.
Right. But guess what?
It's a letter here and there, you know?
Guess what? If you had a chance right now to talk to Big Meech, say he out there in the streets, there's a lot of youngsters and a lot of dudes out here want to be y'all. What would you say to him?
My advice to the young people today,
No.
What happened?
That was them. That was the 15 minutes. Side 107.5, home of the morning heat. Big Greg, Foolish and Delicious. Yesterday, we got cut off towards the end of our conversation with Big T, Southwest T, BMF representative, but we got him back on the phone line. Round of applause. And Foolish, man, I know we got cut off during a good question, man. What did you want to ask him yesterday?
Question was, if Big Meech was out here and you was locked up, what would you tell him?
I would tell Big Meech if he was out there that life is too short to get caught up in a lifestyle we once chose, a route and a path we once went down that got me 30 years. If I had a chance to do it all over again, I would have chose the educational route and put the same energy and time into doing the right thing and uplifting the people and the community so that we could be out there with our families and make a difference. Because as we get older, we start to see that if we don't encourage our people to go in the right direction, the backlash for doing something negative could cause all of us to just crash as a community, as a people, as a whole. And I wouldn't want to wish this on anybody.
Hey, Big T, that's real right there, man. That's one of the realest answers I've ever heard, man. How do you feel about the changing of some of these drug laws that's on the books and with, President Obama actually doing a couple of pardons back in the day?
I feel President Obama doing the right thing. He's done more than any president, but I still believe it's an uphill battle. I know it's a tough job to try to change what happened in almost 3 decades and correct the problem. I feel the drug laws need to change toward the victims that's labeled career offenders. There's a lot of things with the career offender charge that people don't understand out there in the free world. It's guys that have pending charges or charges that they already done time for in the state or took probation for, that when you get charged federal, it gives you double decade sentences or a life in prison just because of a simple mistake they made from a year and a day to 15 years ago that they already served time on or either been convicted of and took probation for. I think the mandatory minimums will be a great start, but it does nothing for the career offenders, and it actually looks like people are constantly doing a crime recently that was done years ago when they were either teenagers or at least young adults that didn't really have awareness of what mistake they were making. But the point being is they served the time or already been charged for it and paid a price for it. With the feds, it could cost them their life.
You're right. Now tell me this, T. This is a serious question. It's your boy Foolish. I'm from Ecorse, 14th Street in Heisen all day. Where the hell is all them outfits at that you had, man? I need my wardrobe is lacking.
Foolish, you still crazy, man.
Hey.
you still crazy, man.
Another serious question. The Connect. Please
No,
hook me up,
come on,
dog.
man. Stop. No.
You right, T.
No.
We out the game,
No.
dog. We out, T. We out the game. You right,
You
dog.
crazy.
Hey, T,
All right, dog.
thank you very much, my brother. God bless.
My fault, cuz.
Hey, real quick, I want to say something about the movement my wife
Go ahead.
doing
Silent Heart.
with the Silent Heart Foundation.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
This is real serious. I want y'all to pay attention. Both Tony and I, as parents, fell victim to the prison system. When we're incarcerated, we constantly worry about our children. Me still being incarcerated, I spent a lot of nights worrying about my children and being able to provide and wondering if they were safe. No matter how much money you make, prison is not worth taking that chance when you can't be out there to raise your children. And I want everybody to try to get involved with the foundation, Silent Heart, that Tony spent countless hours trying to put together to feed the homeless and sponsor children and be able to just see their parents. There's a lot of people in here who can't even see their children because of financial reasons or being down so long, people have given up on them. And because of our experience, we know that better than anybody. I just really want to convey a message of the sincerity and the awareness that she's trying to create and get people back on track and to stay out there and be with their children and raise them correctly. I appreciate y'all doing this interview because it's very important, man, that we try to make a difference, man, and change and stop all this violence, stop all this stuff, this foolishness that they label us as a people with, and try to get on point and change the community and help uplift it instead of tear it down.
Absolutely right.
You're
Absolutely right, man.
Hey, I had a chance to meet your one son that's 20-something years old now. How many other kids do you got?
I have a daughter that's 23 that lives in Ecorse and a son that's 26. One still incarcerated on this case, one of Tony's children, the oldest son. All of them my sons.
Right.
All of them my family.
Right. How many Big Meech had, more or less? How many kids did Big Meech have?
Mitch got 2 daughters and a son.
Any of them
This call is
incarcerated?
from a federal prison.
One still living in Ecorse. I think one lives in Atlanta.
Right. One just got married. Yeah, you
I
already
won't go
know.
there.
You know I'm
I
affiliated
won't
all
go
the
there,
time.
foolish.
You know, I keep y'all in my prayers, man, and the family always stay close to Detroit, period, man, and keep us abrupt of everything that's going on. But this foundation, the Silent Hearts, is the real movement, and
Round of
you already
applause.
you have already certified it. So we're gonna keep it already certified by keeping it popping.
And support that BMF clothing line, too.
We got you.
And
We got you.
263 clothing line, too.
We got
All
you,
right?
bro.
Hey, Big T, my brother, you know what? We had technical difficulties, but we made this happen. I'm sure everyone is going to be excited, and we just want to thank you, brother, for reaching out to us, man. And just to let you know, anytime you want to reach out to the Morning Heat, anytime you want to go on, you are definitely on this show, brother. You are a part of the show. BMF is family when it comes to us.
Thank you, brother. You brothers, thank you. I appreciate it all, man.
No doubt, no doubt. We want you to keep your head up in there, brother, man. We know we gonna see you soon.
All right, brother. God bless.
Hey, T, man, thank you very much, man. Keep your head up and
All
salute,
right.
my brother.
All right, one love.
One love, dog.